First, let's fire up the Future Fanatic live stream for, I don't know, what's today? It was Wednesday. I think it's Wednesday. So it's Wednesday, October 8th, 2025. Sorry, I was a little distracted. I was just looking at something. Okay, if I can get a 1 for picture and sound, thank you, Jay. Appreciate it. Okay, before we get going, I just want to remind everybody that this broadcast is for educational purposes only. The opinions expressed are there's going to be of me. Hold on a second. Gold's doing some stuff here.
Order filled.
So one second here. Nice, thank you. Finally, a little recovery from these gold shorts.
Order filled.
I don't know exactly what's going on, but I'll take it.
Order filled.
All right. Okay. So this presentation is for educational purposes only. Opinions expressed are those of the presenter. That's going to be me. All trades presented should be considered hypothetical. Should not be expected to be replicated in a live trading account. Okay. Here we go. This is going to be the theme for the day. Don't get cocky. We have that Han Solo soundbite in our trade room. And for those of you that are not members, I apologize. One more second. Let me just manage this over here so you can see it. Let me take that and take this and take this and take this. I can't have the copier on today because I was also having throttling issues, so having all kinds of. So we're trading that manually, if you will. One more second. Let me just look and see what my overall positions are. We have a 3-lot here. 3-lot here.
Order filled.
And a 3-lot here.
Order filled.
So if I end up getting rewarded on these positions, that's actually not a good thing because I want to go through the theme of what I did last night and how I poorly managed risk today. And then today we're going to be adding up red numbers, not green numbers. Likely adding up red numbers. Just a second here. This is such a pain in the ass doing this manually. Should have targets in for all this. And then here, right here. So as you can see, I'm short gold, but it would have to fall another $20 for these positions to be nicely profitable. 31. Here we go. I don't know if, yeah, this is popping a little bit. And that's popping a little bit. So finally, and then Bitcoin's falling. Good. All right. So we're squaring up here. One more second here. I got this across so many accounts. Anyone short gold? We finally got a little sell off here.
Order filled.
So this is right where I would be looking to actually buy it.
Order filled.
But I'm going to keep. I'm not going to let my prop programs affect my. So this is a long right here at T-line on a pullback like this, especially when it's rapid like that. So I would be looking to get long here at 52s, but instead I'm just going to keep covering these positions.
Order filled.
And
Filled.
let me see. Okay, here a few more. Let's see if we can hit VWAP there.
Filled.
And last one here. Well, these are good days because there's going to be plenty of days when I stream here in the afternoon and it's just boring and there's nothing to do, right? So these are actually, it's nice that there's, shoot, now I got to get short here because I'm out of sync.
Order submitted.
All right, there we go. One more here. See if we can get there. Thank you for smashing the like button. I appreciate it. All right, now let me get back to this. So those of you not familiar with our stream, we have this goofy thing we do where Sean, who's probably in here, he creates some AI art, and my spirit animal has been, I have assigned myself the spirit animal of the capybara. So much so that I have my capybara right here, my little stuffed capybara. I'm going to put him here on the desk for good luck today. And the the hot dog and the other saying remains, no need to explain that. But so lots of fun capybara stuff. And I definitely got cocky. And let me just sort of bring this chart over here and I'll explain how. First, the good news. There is some good news, which is that I do separate the tracking accounts from my prop accounts, right? And doesn't mean that you should take on a lot more risk or do different things, but let's be honest, I do different things sometimes. Last night I saw gold spiking. I put on I scaled into about a 3 lot, about $35 below what ended up being the highs. And then I did have to put in a catastrophic stop, which I did at $880 in each account. And it hit that $880, okay? So that's the current state. And what it really should be is $880 loss across all these accounts. It's not, because I didn't honor what I tell you guys to do, which is if you hit your DRB, you should be done for the session. And technically, this, when you're trading after the 6 p.m. open, which is what I was doing last night, then that's the session for today, right? And my daily risk budget is $880. Well, guess what I did, right? I stayed in a couple positions, short gold today. You're seeing me take those positions off. And now I've cut into that DRB, which actually makes the situation even worse, okay? It makes it even worse. But what I wanted to focus on, or at least explain, was that this is good news, okay? This is the one of the tracking accounts, and it's up another $300 today, because I didn't have any positions in any of my live tracking accounts when I came in this morning. I just had a big red number in all of my prop accounts. Now, I can sustain an $880 loss. It's extremely rare that happens. I think I did another broadcast when I was about half of that. So that's the good news. The bad news is that, you know, I manage risk poorly to begin with, in the sense that, you know, do you want to be trading 3 lots in the afternoon, early evening, before you go to bed, unmonitored? No, I would never do that in a live account. So one of the things that I have found, and I'm sure you know, put a 1 in the chat if you've been through this whole thing, you know, many times. 9 times out of 10, the Globex sessions are pretty boring, right? Now we have Bitcoin and gold that are really doing things almost every extended session. And we'll probably have some days coming up between now and the end of the year, maybe to the upside, maybe to the downside, where there's some interesting stuff between the 6 p.m. Eastern Standard open and 2 or 3 or 4 in the morning Eastern Standard Time, you know, that kind of overnight trade. But 9 times out of 10, you just shouldn't be trading then, for the most part. And the last thing you should do is put on a trade, long or short, and then put this sort of catastrophic stop on. Well, no, let me revise this. Have a stop on, right? But have a pretty tight stop, not some catastrophic stop that has a chance of getting hit when you're not watching. So essentially that's what I did. I don't need to run through all of the exact trades there, but that's what's caused this big red number that you see here on the screen, okay? So you've had plenty of time. Yes, I cheated on my DRB. You've had plenty of time to look at this, so we're going to do another giveaway today. So you've had plenty of time to look at this. Now you get to guess what the losses will be for today, and that's going to be for all of these accounts. And all of them except for 2 are actual, like, real funded accounts, so it really makes a difference. All right, now let's get into my current positions here. Again, cheated on the DRB and still
Order filled.
short gold. Okay, so I'm short gold over here, and let me see. Yeah, I'm just going to keep this short position on. Can't see that working out. I'm going to be short the Nasdaq here in just a moment. That's not a good position to be in. And here comes the S&P back up to. So I mean, they're just buying. The short on the S&P needs to be up at the +2s, which is going to be right here. But I can handle a 3 lot here if we get back up to basically the highs of the day, and then 0950s. When you see this type of price action and they start buying the noon candle or the 2 central candle, you'll often see new highs met within this half an hour and certainly into the close. So that's what I would be expecting here. But I'm okay managing this way, 25,334, and see about any sort of pullbacks there. Even as I'm talking, this is just so bad to even still be in this. I'm sorry. I just need to get this gold lightened up here.
Order filled.
Just got to get this gold lightened up. All right, now let's watch the instrument that we should be trading, the Dow Jones. Dow Jones was great today. Members of my room will remember caught a nice drop on the Dow Jones. That was right here. Let me make sure you guys can see this. Yeah, okay. So I know that my head's covering some of it, but nice move here, right? The drop and then the pop. So on this drop, we had longs right here at T-line. Actually had a long at prior session's POC as well. But the idea, and we call this out in advance, is we don't know where developing value area is going to develop when the market is still finding its initial balance, right? But we definitely know that we have this level down here. Okay? And what I had done in the room today, well, I need a bid zone, right? So there's a wafer thin bid zone here. And we did not get down to that wafer thin bid zone. So some people missed it. What I did was I referenced this level over here. Can you guys still see that? Yeah, okay, there's a line sticking out here. This right here is Friday's low. Tuesday's low, Monday's low, Friday's low. So what I had done is take a little liberty, and you can do this with, whoops, I need to, there we go. And I kind of drew my bid zone in like this. And if you did that, then the top of the bid zone, you can also just look left, and that's essentially if you crop the wicks where we bounced from. So the Dow Jones, super orderly between the two ranges. I know it bores a lot of us, but you know, do as I say, not as I do, right? Whereas, you know, gold is just treacherous as all heck. Building a huge profile up here too. So, and way outside day up. So just to recount what led to the big red numbers today, it was shorts right around here at like 40, somewhere in there. I put it in our Discord channel and I said, can't see this working out. And then it was a 3 lot that I scaled into. So that's $30 per point. And I believe I got stopped out at like 72s, something like that. Or no, 68s or I don't remember. Stop was somewhere in here. Basically right at the high of the session before we came up here and made a new high. All right, but my purpose now is long the Dow Jones, short the NASDAQ, and short the S&P, and still short a little gold. So we'll be trading around those positions. And what I want to watch is the Dow, because that's the thing we're supposed to be trading. Yeah, so again, of course, this is not a perfect science at all, but when they begin to buy the noon candle to central candle, you will often see a new high on the day and a touch of +2s. And sometimes it's a ripper right in the last 5, 10, 15 minutes after the market on close. So I'm expecting to have a 3 lot on here short, and that's what I will be managing. And I'm expecting to have a 3 lot on here short in NASI as well. Okay. Now, I know there are still, like if you had a position on like this in Prop Shop, they'll give you a hedging flag, right? Because I'm long the Dow Jones while short correlated instruments. You can remove that flag by discussing exactly what you're doing, and there is a reason and rationale for everything that you're seeing here, right? The Dow Jones has been weaker on a relative basis the entire day. So we have the Dow Jones down threatening the bid zone, which is a long to mean revert back up to VWAP, and then we have the NASDAQ, which is
position open,
doing its freaky thing, and this is a short up here, right? For those that are looking for how you get long, this strategy is not great for that because you need a pullback to at least the +1s, and on days like this, we didn't even get a +1 pullback. We did eventually, I think. Yeah, so we got a +1 pullback here, so here's your long, right? Now, I know it can feel like you decide to get long here, and then that's the, you know, this is the high of the day, and then it just collapses. And you're like, well, this sucks. So make sure that if you're going to color outside the lines sometimes, you're aware of, you know, the ramifications of what that can do to your mental capital. Now, I'm happy coloring outside the lines. I just was, I I was on a call right here. This was basically at the time that our room was closing for today. Now the Russell's actually been an interesting trade to look at as well, but I got enough positions on as it is. So Jose Maria is saying, okay, to be honest, I haven't looked at the logic. So if that's the case, then they have changed it, because I used to get flagged when they first started Prop Shop. I've been asking them to remove any kind of hedging stuff if you are, I said just put in some simple logic. If you're using less than a third of your available buying power, they should just remove it. But they don't really have the ability to do any stuff like that yet. But thank you for letting me know that. Okay, I'm going to get short here live by attaching this order to... So this is another tracking account. So remember, I have 4 tracking accounts. Let me show this too. This will be maybe something somewhat interesting to folks. I'm going to come up here and go to TradingView. So this is the stay in your lane on TradingView, and this is also a tracking account. Has about, I don't know if you can see this on the screen, has about $6,600 in it. For those that are new to my stream or don't want to know what I mean by tracking, what I mean is that I have, I think 5 or 6 small accounts, all less than $15,000, that I trade these exact same strategies, just so I can be intellectually honest on how this would work for people in live markets, in prop, or whatever. Same kind of concept, 10 to 15% daily risk budgets. The only difference, of course, is that these are truly live accounts, and you could, if you wanted to, hold a micro or a couple micros if you wanted to. I don't do that very often, but I will do it if I have a profitable trade, which is a bummer about prop programs. You have to close them. Anyway, I have these tracking accounts, and here is what I was doing with gold. And this is where I got involved in the prop program short. But in this live account, I just closed it before I went to bed, because that's responsible, right? And then here I did a trade here as well and covered that. And then you can see I'm resting an order up to +2s. So what I hear a lot is, and of course this is right near the open, right? And it just sort of screamed up here. This is the open last night, not the cash open. I get killed, you get killed, we get killed doing this, trend trading is easier, yada, yada, yada. Okay? But one of the things I do is, if I get a position on like this and I still have all this slope and stuff, I am crazy impatient with it. See, I got short here. First retracement I got, I was like, I'm scratching, I'm done with this. And then this was a trade that I did actually, I guess got filled. I put an order up there at the +2s and it got filled. Anyhow, none of the recap of my trades, I know some of you like that. I don't think it's actually all that useful. What's useful is to take a look at this lane and see that after the initial push last night, there was enough volatility and stuff that we stayed in the bands the whole day. And we have stayed in the bands the entire day. Even when at one point I think gold was up maybe 70 or 80 bucks today. But these bands will get you done. Also look at the visible range profile POC right here, which is this yellow line. See how it ended up creating, and even if I tighten this up, this is going to stay the same. If I widen it, it's not going to change at all. This is the highest volume node for this session. Now it just changed. 40.66 if I move it down. There we go. So somewhere between this, and this is where all the volume is taking place, right? And if you sign up for a free trial of my trade room, no credit card required, no massive upsells and nothing, just come in and learn this. You get a cheat sheet and you can set this up on TradingView if you want. I wouldn't recommend actively trading on TradingView. I say that quite a bit. It's okay to put a sell limit way up here for a single lot. connected to a live brokerage, but I would use a desktop platform for more active trading. All right, so back to this. Look at this NASDAQ go. Likely to get up there, like I said, to the plus twos. Go Dow Jones. Here you go, Riley. Yeah, if you got some longs today, man, the momentum was relatively strong. God, look at this freaking gold. It just keeps doing it.
Order filled.
Just keeps doing it.
Order filled. Order filled. Order filled. Order filled. Order filled. Order submitted.
Right back up on gold. So I'll have a
Order submitted. Order filled. Order filled. Order filled. Order filled.
all right. Here's the right chart to watch. I have the same position over here on I have the same position on Tickblaze. And same positions over here to get short the S&P
Order modified.
into the close. Oh, where I already have a short on right there. So
Order pending. Order pending.
So what I did here is this is a zone that I drew in, and you see how it's informed by these swing levels right here. So not everyone likes these Renkos. Some people love them. Some people it's not their thing. But one important missing visual cue that you have if you do not use them is these swing levels, because you can't really get anything that looks like this if you're not using these 13 period swings, right? So I connect all these and I create my own little, I don't care about internals, I don't care about footprints, I really don't care about what's going on there at that 6802. Someone said it's just a matter of time right before it busts through it. Most likely, yes. But for now, it's serving as some resistance, so I'm going to continue to take some trades there at that particular level. I just keep it really simple. I've been doing this a long time, and I don't need to overcomplicate it, look at some dome, look at a footprint chart. If it works for you and you've learned how to do it and you can process all that information in real time, great. If not, just take a trial of my trade room, learn Tickblaze real quick. You can get this desktop for free. You get everything that you see on here is completely free, and the platform is free. You just have to connect it to any Rhythmic data. That can be Prop Shop, or it can be another account if you want to. Also, what a win UCLA. Yeah, that was me and my my trading buddies. So we all went to UCLA. We're all fraternity brothers, been friends forever. And I've talked a little bit about my sports betting. We take it seriously, but it's a rounding error for us. And we've been fortunate to have the same couple 100,000 that we've been betting for 3 decades almost, right? 2.5 decades. As soon as we started making money, I made money first, and then all my buddies left me in the dust. You know why? Because when they made the call in '96, they're like, hey, we're at this company called Yahoo. I was at Merrill Lynch at the time. They're like, yeah, you know, this whole internet thing. I was like, I can't work for a company named Yahoo. So anyway, back to sports betting. We were looking at that line, and, you know, no matter how bad a team looks and what is going on, to be getting 24.5 points at home in a major conference, which we have to remember, these are still major conferences. They're not these secondary conferences. It's not Division 2 or 3. So it's always easy after the fact. But at one point, someone bid it up to 26.5 for a heartbeat. We saw a lot of money come in at 26.5. Anything over 24, it makes no sense either. I mean, they're buying points and the hook. I mean, they're laying points and the hook. So anyway, it was a huge win. It was super exciting. It was great to see. It works against me a little bit because when in the very first quarter of our game against UNLV, I went to the game at Allegiant, and we looked so bad. And just every aspect of it. The defense looked horrible. The offense looked horrible. And I looked up on my phone. Went to William Hill. They have a lot of these futures. And I got plus 310. Plus 310 that UCLA didn't win 3 games. And I just decided to take it right then. So anyway, now they... so I have under minus 3.5 wins, right? But until that Penn State game and right before the Penn State game, there was a 71% chance that the Bruins didn't win a single game. But anyway, that was a fun one. For those of you that know nothing about what I'm talking about, we'll go back to trading now. But there's a major connection between sports betting and poker and speculation. You live in Westwood? All right. It was an entertaining game. It was an entertaining game. All right, Dow Jones. You're not doing anything for me. The NASDAQ keeps going up. The S&P keeps going up. Can gold go down, please? Please? Somebody? Bueller. I cannot believe I'm still in these golds. It's such bad. So bad.
Order filled. Order filled.
All right, let's take a little informal survey. Does gold go to VWAP or plus ones first? It's right in the middle. Place your bets. Riley, are you a student at UCLA or you just live in Westwood? I think I went to school there before some of you might have been born. Likely. All right. Adam's saying plus one. Screw you guys. I'm short. Can I get no votes for VWAP? Actually, I like the plus one votes. That way I can fade it. The public is usually wrong. So all right. Well, I tell you what. I am going to I'm going to make it so that I can't really lose. Or lose anymore, I should say. I'm going to do an OCO order, put a buy stop here,
Order canceled.
a buy limit here,
Order submitted.
and there we go. Remember that you guys are already wrong. Oh, you grew up in Calabasas. I grew up in the Valley. My mom still lives in Woodland Hills. I had a place in Calabasas during the pandemic. Valley was way better when I was a kid. No, there was no In-N-Out Burger in Westwood when I was there. We had Tommy's. We had Tommy's.
Order submitted.
Oh, I am short the NASI already. I'm short the NASI expecting a move to the plus twos. Look at this little slant slope here. This gets touched a lot. So I'm just gonna leave it there. So short NASI, long Dow, short S&P, short gold. Oh, you guys. All right, we could both be right. But I'm gonna put a buy stop in here now. Did I enter a short on? I've been trading around a short in gold this whole session in a bunch of accounts, so it's hard to know what the cost basis is. I mean, I'm down heaps overall. $792 in this live account. 806. All right, so we just got stopped out there. All right, we got stopped out. Now I can actually. Get a long going on here into the close. I am mad at that. So let me get the copier on for everything. Get a long or a short. All right, so here we go. We already have this long on here.
Order canceled.
Oh, whoops.
Order canceled. Order.
All right, here we go. That's copied across everything. So now let's go over to the NASDAQ. Dow Jones farting around doing nothing. S&P farting around doing nothing. All right, we'll watch the unprofitable trade on the NASDAQ. Real quick, for those of you that connect a lot of TradingView accounts and are getting these TradingView throttling errors and stuff, I have confirmed again that you get that if you attach an order like this, and then you have a copier going on, so it's canceling and replacing all these orders. Just don't do that if you have a lot of TradingView account. You're going to get throttling across a bunch of them. It's going to screw things up. What you can do, though, is if you have a live account, like I have this order attached, and it's fine. It can manage it in, and I have the same order over here. To get short. So this is a concept of how, look, I know that a lot of you don't have 7 or 8 different prop firms that you're working with and 3 to 5 to 10 accounts at each prop firm, and you don't need all that. But eventually you can grow into, with this style, creating leverage across a lot of accounts, and therefore experimenting or trading the prop accounts slightly different. What do I mean by that? I'm short right here in about 25 funded accounts. So this is $50 times 25, right? You'll see how much I'm down in all these accounts when we count them up at the end. And then if I switch over here, though, to this live account, one of the tracking accounts, this is how I trade this account. Same way, I just choose to not take signals until they get to the line. Does that make sense? So, I mean, if you're struggling with this methodology, and I'm speaking more to members of my room or people that are doing trials, if you're struggling with this methodology, adjust a little bit your entry criteria. Right? Make it come to the +2, because I can tell you, even if we get one of these wacky closes, which will tend to happen at all-time highs, I mean, I could easily see the NASDAQ rip 30, 50, 60 points on the market on close. Or it could do nothing, right? Whatever. But if it rips like that, the +2s are still going to be a manageable entry. I'm not saying it has any kind of percentage chance of being profitable or anything like that. I'm just saying it's a manageable entry. So for those that are out there that will send me lots of well-intentioned questions about expectancy and win rate and how many trades and all these types of things, hopefully you can tell I can't provide any of that, because I'm making decisions constantly based on a new world order that's never existed before. I'm only about 3 or 4 years into having access to 50 demo accounts that I can get paid on. That's like a whole new world. But what I'm not going to do is change the criteria that I use for my real money, which is what you're seeing here. We started this month and we're only 8 days in at 5,000. The account's at 50, so it has $1,800 of profit in it. And there's nothing special about what I'm doing here that you couldn't learn and do within 6 months with your own $5,000. And if you don't think that $5,000 making $500 to $1,500, will you have a losing month eventually? Yes, but it should be a losing month of no more than 20% drawdown, $1,000 maybe. But more often than not, you can pay your car payment on your Maserati, or in lots of parts of the world, almost your mortgage or your rent from a single $5,000 account. And this, in my opinion, is what active day trading should be all about. Not trying to grow your accounts. That's compounding and growth and all those things is a whole different kind of thing. If you want to sock away some acorns and YOLO and then hold your favorite crypto or buy the S&P index, put money away in your 401k, all that's investing. It's a whole nother thing. And you should take many assets as you can and keep them in the market as long as you can. But active day trading should be about paying yourself, developing a skill so that you can take small amounts of money, use leverage properly. That's the whole idea behind derivatives. And generate something like what you're seeing up there. You'd like to see the NASDAQ retest prior day high. Aren't we already above these are all-time highs, aren't they? These are all-time highs already. Prior day high. We're done with that. Look at the extreme turn just came in. Boop boop ba doop. I'm behind Mighty Ox. Yeah, I'm at what am I at? 140. Does it do it in real time? Am I even connected to my cup account? What position am I in? I'm going to lull them all to sleep. Come on, Dow Jones. 17th out of 20? Or 17th out of 17? What's my account balance in there? Where do you log in to do that? Go to trade day. Let me log in. Let me see what we got going on here. Can you guys drop me the link? What's the link? How it works? Oh, there's not. I haven't been on their website in forever. Nice little picture of. Oh, live cup. Here, click on that. Here we go. I'm 17th out of 20. Are the people that are 146, did they blow up? Are they done? Can they not? You know what's good to see here is that no one is doing like ridiculous things and didn't put on full size and jack it all up. These are good returns. 154. Mm-mm-mm-mm. So far, no one's been right about VWAP or +1s on gold. So we all lost. We didn't put a time frame together. We got 4 more minutes until market on close. For those that don't know, this is what they were talking about. There's this influencer cup. See, what I don't understand is trades with Jess is at 150 even. She's down 12 spots. Did she reset her account? And then these are all at 146. I mean, I don't know. This doesn't make any sense to me. First of all, you should not be able to reset your account. If you can reset your account, then that's dumb. And this person's at 150. They're up 5 spots to 150. And this person's down 12 spots to 150. All right, stay tuned. I have faith in myself. One of the columns are resets. You can't have a trading competition if you can reset your account. Oh, that's the way some people enter poker tournaments like that. Someone's saying someone didn't trade. So Jess is down 12 spots. So before trading, I guess she was up here at one point. I have no idea who this is or this is. I know her. I don't know who this is. I don't know who this is. I know Chris. I don't know who this is. I don't know who this is. Forex Ike, he's found his way over to, I don't know who this is. He should just change his name to Schlong Wealth. That would be better. This idiot? Oh my God. I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is. Who's the Mighty Ox? I don't know who that is either. Zero Date. I don't know who any of these people are. Look at the reset column. Oh, resets. Okay. How many resets do I have? 0. Good for Kellyanne. No resets. So the guy that's in the lead has 3 resets. I'm clearly not playing this game correctly. I wonder if you have to pay for resets. Are the resets free? For those that were asking about this link, it's right here. So clearly, you're wasting your time hanging out with the guy that's in 17th place. Don't hang out with bad putters, as my dad used to say. All right, let's see if we get a little pop in the
Order filled. Position open.
Got a pop in something. Yeah, the Nasdaq, the Dow didn't really pop, but the S&P popped. Nasdaq should be manageable up here at the +2s. Come on, Dow Jones. Okay, I haven't been able to confirm my prize for today, so we can we can add up my losses just for shits and giggles, but I don't have a prize today. Do 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 do.
Order filled.
The Dow Jones will put you to sleep. Markets used to keep you guessing a little bit. You'd have to guess a little bit just when you thought, okay, strong close, most likely. It'd pull the cord a little bit. This year, it's just been, I said the other day when gold was trading 39.40s, 39.50s, I was like, it's going to go to 4,000 within the next few days. And it sure did. And then you have Bitcoin telegraphed to 125, 130. That was like year-end targets, and it just hit that the other day. We had about 65% people profitable in the room today. How did you guys do? How'd you handle? How'd you handle today? Yeah, NVIDIA was Jensen was on CNBC last night and this morning talking up the CapEx. Don't look here, no bubble, no concern. We're in the trillions. The previous bubble was billions, and it was pets.com. This is all real. The Nasdaq's going to decline 50% in sometime in the next 3 to 5 years. The question is from what price? So if it declines 50% from 40,000, oh, Dow. Pedro's asking if gold normally trades this much. Pedro, do you know what the 7-day ATR is on gold? The 7-day ATR is 62. So what you can do if you want to understand sort of a volatility regime, amount of range relative to normalcy, is just look at a 7 or 14-day ATR and then just see how that's increasing or decreasing. The answer will be yes. We're volatility as measured by the ATR is up about 30% just in the last month. So gold will normally trade a 40-45 ATR. Now we're trading about 60, 62, 63 points a day. There goes the Nazi. Yeah, if you tuned in late, you can go back to the beginning of the stream. But all of my losses today were from a short gold position that I put on last night and then went to bed. So I put it on at about 40s, and I got stopped out at 70s. That's $30 with a 3-lot, 30 times 30, $900. It was about $880 in every account. And then I compounded it and made it worse by coming in here and continuing to trade those accounts today. remember, the $880 is a self-imposed risk budget, right? I was fortunate to have decent profits in a lot of those accounts, and that's something that stings, but it didn't blow up any account or anything like that. But so it's a double-edged donkey-ish behavior. Put on a trade with some hubris. Now, I don't mind trading the Globex sessions and stuff and unmonitored. It's just if you're going to do that, just put in a very, very tight stop. So if you're wrong, you don't wake up to being down $200 or $400, or in my case, $880 across. So I was down $880 in every single prop account. Now, the only two accounts that are green today are these two accounts, which are live accounts. So you see what I mean? I mean, I did those properly, but these are all, and some of these now are at basically almost back to the $880 loss. So don't do that at home. Man, what a boring trade for the Dow here. Yeah, I see there's definitely a lot of fundamental inputs that you can think about, and I get into that a lot of the time in the treasuries because there's a whole lot of fundamental inputs that you can look at in the treasuries. I'm just responding to Adam's point about, what's driving gold, and, we have Indian wedding season, all these kinds of things you can look to. What's driving gold is momentum players in that market pushing it really, really hard, and they'll do it until there's some perceived crack in their logic. That's it. You don't go from 39.50, 39.30s, $150 higher in 3-4 sessions from any fundamental inputs. It's not that. It's just momentum. Ah, what a boring close. Yeah, that's why I got to get my ass over to Italy. Markets close at bedtime. That way you can just go to bed and don't watch the silliness of our overnight session. All right, long Dow, short S&P. Doesn't look like I'm going to make any money on either of them. So that's about it for today.
Order submitted. Order filled.
All right, I got short this right into the close. Got another one at the plus twos. Let's see what happens. Just a micro live. All right, this is how chicken I am with stuff like this. I just want to make it riskless and trail it down, see if I can get a bottle of Trader Joe's wine in here. So, taking you up here, another place to watch it. So that's nice. Maybe get to 6,900. I'm probably going to get stopped out. All right, stopped out. Okay, that'll be it. We'll come over here. Dow did nothing. I was trying to get long here. All right, I'm going to hit the close button here.
Canceled.
Hit the close button here.
Order canceled.
Gold correction coming. I don't know. I'd like it to just hit one of those two levels. Okay, I have nothing, no giveaway today, but we do have to add up this huge ass red number. So let's add up this huge ass red number. There it is on the screen. Take your guess. Take your guess. Take your guess. Take your guess. It's a big red number. All right, and then let's put it in ChatGPT. Got any guess? I don't know if you need to guess. We'll just do it together and take a look. I think it's like $15,000 is what I think. I'm going to go with 15,000. That's probably high. Feels like 15,000. All right, let's go up here. $14,000. Okay. All right, here we go. Yesterday it calculated incorrectly. Again, I don't have a giveaway today. Oh. All right, there's my prompt. I'm asking it to calculate all the values in the P&L column in total. If it's more than 15K, console me because I feel bad. Did I cover prop fund choices? I don't know if I ever cover prop fund choices. Go to Kellyanne for that. Kellyanne will tell you about all the scams and companies she doesn't like for no particular reason. 6,500 is definitely wrong. It's close to 10K, 15K. This morning it was 18 something because it was 880 times 24 accounts. Man, that's a lot of, it's taken a long time to, all right, 10,000. Oh, you guys were close. 10,990. So here's the good news, though. It is Wednesday, and I am still up for the week, like about $90 or something. Maybe $90. So you can already see there's one loser that's over the $880, so that's not good. Anyway, I think this stuff is useful. It's not always sunshine and roses, but the key to this whole thing is that bad days, even when you compound them or do what I did, which is keep trading, which is like, did I eat into a negative number and do a little bit better? Yes. Is that a practice that you're going to want to do? Initially, probably not. But as you build your skill set and things, you can work within that risk-adjusted return. And if the market's moving around and giving you opportunities, and you know you're in a good level state, like there's a term for poker called going on tilt. It's when, you know, you just play every hand and you're so pissed that you lost a hand. I've played poker my whole life. I just don't go on tilt. So maybe that's just the way I'm psychologically made up, and I've carried that over to trading, or I carried that to poker, I started playing poker maybe in like 1994, 1995, right around the time that I started at Merrill Lynch. So I know not everyone is wired that way, but you can build up that mental discipline to just go, okay, this is what happened. One thing that I can tell you, and if you come into these streams and things, maybe this happens again, but the only way I get to that big red number is if I do what I did, which is put on an unmonitored trade with a very large stop that I'm not monitoring or trading around or doing anything or closing, and come in and you're down your entire risk budget and all of your accounts. That's not going to happen if I don't do that. I'm not going to trade my way into a $700, $800, $900 loss in a $5,000 account if I'm watching what's going on. So hopefully this is helpful. Oh, I'm really good at being patronizing. That's my whole thing. Oh, does that mean what it said here? Grab a coffee, walk it off, and remember, one session doesn't define the trader. You've clearly got structure, discipline, and data tracking nailed. Tomorrow's another setup. Would you like me to chart the distributions and wins and losses to see where the pain or edge is clustering? I have no idea what it's going to come up with, but let's ask it. Sure, go for it. Yeah, you want me to? Let's see what it comes up with. I mean, that's just from one screenshot. No, you may not. No, you may not. There you go. Distribution per account. It's not. All right. Take with that what you will. All right, everybody. Tomorrow I will have a giveaway, so tune back in. Tomorrow is another day. All the goodies, if you're interested in anything that we do at TDG, I would recommend that you go down and check out well, let me go to the right screen. Come over and check out the ebook. Comes with a 10-video lesson where I basically read you the ebook, where we cover the major concepts about doing this. Use leverage across accounts. Keep your cost lows. Don't reset. Start with the Dow Jones. Establish, protect, and respect a daily risk budget. Don't put on a 3-lot in gold and go to bed. That chapter's not in there. We'll see you in the trade room tomorrow. Thanks for showing up. If you could hit the like button, it really does that, all that yada yada. It helps the algorithm understand that some people at least like this content. I really appreciate it. Stay green, trade like you mean it. We'll see you at the next one. Be good. Bye-bye.